Firstly, I'd like to thank the speakers. I think it's been an awesome overview of what's going on. I think probably the real heroes in our district are the businesses who are brave enough to start and run a business that isn't run-of-the-mill, it isn't construction, it isn't tourism, and it isn't servicing the locals, and they're the real heroes. And then there's others who we couldn't fit into the lineup tonight. So there's other people at that diagram that Michelle showed, which tries to summarise the ecosystem, which still can never quite capture it. But people like Mountain Club, Callaghan Innovation, Kumar, Rewiring Aotearoa, the Chambers, there's a whole lot of other organisations that have a role to play here who we didn't hear from tonight. And people like you, you were invited because you're doing this work. A lot of you are sitting around and doing voluntary work at a governance level, maybe as a mentor or as an advisor, or you might be one of Peter Ramby's investors. The other thing I need to recognise is government. There was an $18 million fund that we really appreciated that was put together specifically around diversification. And we've got a couple of the Kanoa crew here today. I've been working really hard to try and invest that. What's the point of a plan, I guess, is really part of, when there's so many good things going on already, you'd go, well, do we really need a plan? And I think there's a couple of things there. One is that it just helps us get on the same page. There's a lot of people with ideas about diversification, and there's a lot of good things going on, but the more we can focus our energy, the better. It also builds a case for why it matters. And I think that's important both for government, but also for investors and businesses outside of the district looking in, going, this looks like a really good place to go on holiday, but can I run a business from there? And I think the other thing we've heard tonight is that it builds collaboration. So the exciting thing for me is last year when I stood up here at the end of the talk, I tried to join the dots between what everybody had said, but tonight I don't need to do that because people did it for me. So that's a really exciting evolution in how we're working together. The economic development team have been, I guess, guiding the plan to this point. We've had advisory groups around the table, which has been awesome, but the really important thing is that this can't succeed if it's seen as a council plan, and you'll see little grey boxes at the bottom of the plan there. That's for the logos of the other organisations we're going to be talking to in the next few months to try and get buy-in and commitment to the team to do it together. In terms of how you can have your input, basically there's a consultation process that will kick off tonight on the Let's Talk platform that Council uses. So that's about gathering your opinions. How do we make the plan better? But that's only really going to make a better document. It doesn't actually doesn't make the work happen. And I think the other ways you can do it is about advocating for the resources we need and what we need to do to make it happen, and to help us align the strategy with what else is going on. Because as Michelle said, there's lots of other things going on in the district, and it's much, much stronger if we can line those ducks up. The third thing is we're going to be looking for commitment to this. As I said, it's not a council problem, it's a community problem, and it's a community opportunity. And there's good people doing good things already, and we really want to, I guess, hear how this plan can help your organisation do what you do better, and what your organisation can offer the plan to help deliver on it. So finally, I'd like to shout out to Ren and Alice, who put this together. Wrangling together 14 speakers and getting them to speak for 4 minutes each is no lean feat, and me stuffing it up at the start doesn't help. But yeah, really appreciate the speakers. Thank you for coming, and invite you to have a drink with us once we've closed. Thank you.